going through this one. So I'm sorry. Impromptu reaction. I'm sorry. What up, guys? I just came across this, man. A stay-at-home mom. She's a stay-at-home mom, meaning she doesn't work. Reacts to her husband's reaction to Dax to be a man. Now, y'all know I put this out not very long ago. It looks like this has been out for them about 2 weeks. I'm interested to see a wife's reaction to her husband's reaction to this. This was a powerful song. So I'm going to go through 20 minutes. I'm probably not going to go through a minute. There are key points of the song that I would like to see. Miss Realistic.
So usually after he comes home from work, he does more work.
After my first job, before my second job.
Now,
he's a workaholic.
those of you who don't know, this is my hubby, Caveman, and he has a regular job at about 8 to 4-ish, Monday to Thursday, and then we have our own sideline business after that. So usually after he comes home from work, he does more work behind us, behind the green screen, and in our office. So we're always working over here. He's always working. He works his butt off. So that's a little bit of information for any of you who don't know that.
This will be my
First thing I get, she at this point, she's aware. She and not only she aware, she can fully acknowledge he works his butt off, his tail, his ASS. He works it off. It means he's working hard for the family.
So let's just do this.
Oh, y'all share headphones too, huh? Y'all share everything.
Loud.
It's cute.
I like this shit loud, you know?
I do too, bro.
It's because my
I can't hide myself. I don't expect
this is one of the key parts. How's the reaction from both of them to this part? Because when I did my react, this part was telling to everything.
What it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road. And they don't get.
And I do want to point this out. He don't look like one of the miserable ones. Also, he don't look like one of those. He looks relatively happy. He looks way different than how I looked during the reaction to start, anyways. And she's smiling, so I think this is just let's see what we got.
It's not about how you feel, but what you provide.
So that part didn't do anything.
Yeah, I know this life can really beat you down. You wanna scream, but you won't make a sound. Got so much weight that you've been.
I'm watching you, girl. I'm watching you.
As a man that goes unspoken, that we can't cry when life gets hard. Unconditional loves for women, children, and dogs.
We gotta pause.
We know that we just have to play our parts, and don't nobody give a damn about our broken hearts. Yeah, as a man, we gotta pave our way. Our only function is to work and slave. There's no respect for you if you ain't paid. You're disregarded as a human and you can't complain. And if you ever make it up and actually reach that place and find a woman that you love and give her your life.
He crying. What? At what part did he start crying?
There's no respect for you if you ain't paid.
And I can see her face. He started crying, and you can see her mood changed as well a little bit. Look at they're in sync, y'all. He started crying at the marriage part. What? Uh-oh. Damn.
Wow.
Get yourself together. Tell her how you feel. Get yourself. He talking to you right now. Listen up, okay? You listen up over there.
okay.
Talk to her, K-man.
I get choked up when he gets choked
I
up.
feel that.
But
I seen it. I see it.
You know,
getting choked up.
I think that this is an issue. You know, it shows the guy there drinking. At the
She
end of the
crying
day
too.
'cause he
Don't be
has to
okay,
hold
mama.
in his feelings.
Don't be okay.
Clearly, you know that my husband. Thankfully, I'm blessed that he does not hide his feelings from us. He's a big tough guy, but inside he's a teddy bear. Let's hear what my husband has to say.
Okay.
This is the struggle. This is why my wife is on YouTube. You know,
Why?
we homeschool, and I'm just, I don't know about you guys, but I'm doing a lot. Man, I'm doing a lot. And
Damn.
My truck's in the parking lot, and it hasn't been washed in months.
Driveway, not parking lot. Sorry, he.
Don't do that to him. Don't do that to him. Let him express. Don't do that to him right now. Man, he's pouring out right now. What you said your name was again? Come on, Miss Realistic. He being real right now. Let him do it. Let him do it. Won't he do it?
He hates it when I do that.
Me too.
But I got to take my kid out on the chopper for a nice long ride on the weekend.
Okay, he's talking about a motorcycle. Y'all like a chopper. Motorcycle, right?
The family to dinner.
Okay, my bad.
2 or 3 times. And, you know, the rest of the time I'm sitting behind this green screen. The reason there's a green screen there is because there's a workbench behind it.
There you go, guys.
That's my second job.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
The sideline work. And, man, I just spend so much time doing that.
Show us. What's back there?
My wife, Miss Realistic, can you help me? You might be better at doing reaction videos than I. And
wow.
Maybe one day we won't have to work as hard because we homeschool. So on one income, it's rough, you know, but it's so important to me that the family, that my kids aren't fucked up. This one touches deep, and I was thinking when I watched this video, this guy back here, this guy on his wedding day. Let's just go back a little bit. But look at his face. You know, this is like, this video's good, man. It's good.
Damn. Like, let it out, caveman.
You ain't paid, you're disregarded as a human and you can't complain. And if you ever make it up and actually reach that place and find a woman that you love.
I don't know why that's messing me up. Shit.
I said it. I said it. He started crying at the wedding part. Oh man. But something that hit is he alluded to the kids. When we as the fathers, we work so much, it also puts a strain sometimes for some of us. Depends how much you work and then what you're able to do. But if he's going to work and then coming home and doing more work, it's probably taken away from his ability to bond with his children as well. Which means since the mother's there, she's homeschooling, she's getting a lot of that attention to the children. And then the children naturally start to navigate to the mom. So let me not go too far right now. Let him talk.
Language.
What?
Language.
It's called being
Well, hopefully it's messing him up because marriage can be a beautiful thing. What Dax says here, it becomes a negative for some people because they think that, well, this chick's just sticking around now because of
money.
The money I make. And that's sad because clearly there's no communication there. He has said to me numerous times, if I could trade places with you and stay home with the kids, I would. But the fact is that what he does makes more money than if I were to go out and work at this juncture.
It's communication.
Whoever suggested this song knew how to kick caveman in the nuts, right? Damn. All right.
Give her your last name.
Nut kick.
The things that you provide is only why she stays. And when you try to explain, you'll say I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel.
to some people. But some women do understand, and some women are very thankful to have a man who's not afraid of hard work. My husband is not one of those men. He has never, ever had an issue with getting his hands dirty and working no matter what the job was. And, you know, straight out of high school, he started his own business that he still runs to this day. But there was a time when we lost everything and we had to start from scratch again. And we were living in the middle of New Mexico in a 1-bedroom trailer with plywood floors.
Dang. Come
and
on.
At one point,
it's okay.
Life,
it's okay.
He said,
okay.
He had made fun of people who drove school buses as a young person. And what job did he end up getting in New Mexico? Driving a school bus driver. Because it was the highest paying job that he could get there. And then he would go to his second job after he drove those kids to school, working for a wealthy Rockefeller, moving bricks from one spot in a field to another spot in a field. And then the guy told him, I want you to move them back. And he had to swallow his pride and do that job for $10 an hour to feed and support his family. So there are men out there who are dedicated to their families, and that means the world to me. And I feel so bad for men whose wives don't appreciate that, because I appreciate that every day. And you work your ass off for our family, and I thank you for that.
Dang, hey, that's well. Your husband said at the beginning that you will probably be better at this reaction stuff than he is. That was well played and well placed. I commend you for that. I'm talking to you, Ms. Realistic, okay? What you just did is what a lot of women fail to realize. For us men, it's the simple things. What's the word, fellas? Appreciation. You just showed this man flowers. How many people have seen this video now? 35,000 people. You just essentially gave your husband his flowers in front of the world. 35,000 people. Appreciation. So when I look and I said, this man looks happy, I no longer have to wonder why. I can see happiness over him when I know how this song hits already, because this song hit me completely different than it looked like it's hitting him. And it's because of her. They say behind every strong man there's a strong woman, but what happens when you don't have a her behind you? You get the rest of what the song is talking about.
As a man, our sun is our horizon, and our father's actions play a role, and we end up like them. So they can't let us see them hurt, cause we'll embody what they do and start a generational curse. No wonder most men are so
He's started a generational curse.
Yeah.
I talk about this all the time with my
Me too.
wife.
Yeah.
You know, this repeated shit that you saw were struggles in your parents, that you know are struggles for you. And you know, at least I know, that if I can overcome that struggle, maybe I can break the curse for my kids, so my kids don't have to fucking deal with that shit, you know? I want to hear that part again. Sorry for right into the microphone.
His actions play a role.
Now, during my reaction, you see him doing what? His emotions are out there, but during my reaction, I alluded to the fact when men show their emotions to women who are not like her, who tend to, oh, you're just crying, and you automatically get the stigma of being weak. This man is clearly able to show his emotions, and his wife said that it's okay. And she doesn't kick him down for it. She essentially she praised him again for showing his emotion, for being emotional. He's like, he always it's nothing new for her. Like, she's generally smiling like they're happy.
End up like 'em, so they can't let us see them hurt, cause we'll embody what they do and start a generational curse. No wonder most men are so depressed, all the things that they can't express. They go to war, get thrown on the shelf, then go back to war with their mental health, then grab that bottle and ask for help, try to pull themselves out of hell, then fall back down and then realize that they're gonna have to do it themselves. It's the circle of life. As a man you provide, they don't know what you're worth till the day that you die, and that's when they start crying. Then move on to a man to confide in. That's why we feel we can't hide ourselves.
Man.
We don't expect you to.
And there's my dad, who, you know, I just saw him last weekend in the hospital.
Don't tell me that. Don't you do it.
Trying to hold his hand.
Don't.
His hand's swollen because he's holding the skeleton down. That's a whole nother story, but fuck.
Don't.
I actually have some Kleenex.
I used the last one.
I didn't expect this.
Crazy.
I didn't expect this.
You know, I want to say something.
I'm listening.
You know, when I see those men riding on those horses, those cowboys, my stepdad was one of those guys who he went out and he rounded up the horses during hunting season, and he went out and he literally killed animals for us to be able to eat.
Hunter.
And,
Okay, he was a hunter.
You know, there's men out there that do these jobs, that go to war, that build houses, that lay bricks, that no woman out there wants to do. They could if they wanted to, but the majority, 99%, 99.9% is men who go out and they do these hard jobs. And it's just what they do, right? It's just...
Would you say those are the jobs that women say, oh, I don't need a man for anything? Those jobs, are those the jobs you were referring to, it sounds like?
What they do. And I think that's the message, is that men are supposed to go out there, suck it up, do your job, and don't have any emotion about it because you're a man. And at the same time, I see these guys out there riding, and it's like, that's a real man to me. A man who's not afraid to go do these hard jobs, and a man who is also okay with his wife having a traditional job. That's not how it has to be, but I think it's so important to be able to work together that way. And it works. We're being told that that's not okay anymore. You know, that we both have to go out and work and it's money, money, money. And that's not what's important at the end of the day. And it's hard to see my husband break down like this, even though thankfully he shares these emotions with me and our kids, and he's not afraid to cry in front of us, and he is an emotional person, which, you know, it's like the best of both worlds to me.
You gave him a safe place, made his place feel safe. You made at some point early on in your relationship. I've heard you allude to the hard times, to having to go stay in a trailer. I heard you allude to what you said, a one bedroom trailer with plywood floors. That would break many of couples. But at some point during you guys' struggle, I know you had to be there with him and say, baby, we're going to get through it. At some point, you had to instill those words in him at a time of, not when he's up, but at a time of struggle. You had to put those words in him for him to do what he's able to do now, and that is to show emotion freely without spousal backlash, what I like to call it. Spousal backlash. he don't feel like it attacks his manhood because he's crying, because somewhere along the way you let him know that it was okay. That's why your name is Miss Realistic. Realistically, men hurt. We hurt. We hurt a lot. So during my reaction, I said depression, nowhere to express it, it leads to suppression. His depression, he's able to express it. And you get what you have here, a happy.
My dad is this guy. You know, if you heard the song I sang about my father, you know that my dad is this guy.
I haven't
He's
heard
the
that
one
song.
you have on a pedestal too. No, he's like me.
I will
Kids,
now.
Adults, think about your fathers. You know, think about some of the sacrifices they make. You know, when I have to explain to my family, look, guys, we can't go do this today because I got to go back in the office and I got to work. I got to finish that extra work because
You need understanding to do that.
You know,
Understand.
so bad.
Confide in.
Go forward.
It's a lonely road. And you don't care for you, but what that it's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that song. That song
That
song
sounds real.
kicked me in the fucking nuts, dude. Whoa. Didn't expect all that. Be the person that has a heart-to-heart with your kids,
Amen.
with your family, and with your wife, you know. My wife doesn't have, or let me put it this way. There's no secrets about me that my wife doesn't already know.
That's true.
She knows everything I do all the time.
Well, I hope it's
And
true.
I don't want it any other way. But, you know,
Why you keep doing that? We're gonna let you slide because you've shown us men that there are women like you out there. So we're gonna let you slide with that because I feel that you're being playful with it. But why you keep doing that to him?
I want.
At least I hope it's true. Hey, I guess there's always a slither of doubt in everyone, basically.
I want that relationship with my kids.
For Dax to do
Whoa,
this.
whoa. Let me go back. Hold on. What I miss? I want that relationship with my kids. Hold on.
You know, I want time.
Well, I hope it's
And,
true.
I don't want it any other way. But, you know, I want. I want that relationship with my kids.
For Dax to do this song is so important because I think this gets the conversation going for a lot of people maybe who haven't spoken to their spouse about this stuff, who haven't you know what, I bet there's a lot of reactors out there who don't have kids who probably will not have the same take as I do. But
And I'm going to assume you guys will see this reaction. And I'm going to be honest with you. The only reason I checked into this reaction is because I felt that a longer reaction means that that person was really feeling something through this song. I looked through the reaction numbers. Listen here, Miss Realistic. Okay. I looked through these numbers and I was seeing 7-minute reactions, 10-minute reactions, 15-minute reactions. My reaction is 30 minutes long. The next one that I seen under mine was you guys' reaction. That's how I got here. A 20-minute reaction. That means there had to be some real feeling and real emotion because the song is only 3.5 minutes long. That means there was some real feeling, some real emotion, and some real life that happened for a reaction to get that long. That's how I got here.
I think that when you have children and you are married and you've been through these things, you can really feel this song deeply. And man, this is like, I didn't even know Dax could sing. He's got a great voice. I already knew that he was a great rapper. One of my favorite songs, Dear God, of his, that like seriously is like one of my all-time favorite songs ever. And I think that that's the most important thing about artists like this, is to get the conversation going and to get people really more in tune with themselves. You know, it's this song is talking about how what it's like to be a man from a man's perspective. And
From a
so
man's perspective.
from a woman's perspective, I have to say that I think men should be proud to be able to be a provider. As a caveat to that, they have to be able to express the emotions that they have about, you know, this, I hate this shitty job. I hate having to do this. But at the same time, thank goodness I have it to support my family. Now, if you're a single guy, maybe it doesn't hit you as hard. But I think for especially somebody like my husband and some of the guys in this video, the weight on your shoulders to support your family is a huge burden for some, and it's a scary position to be in when you are the breadwinner. And that's why this, like I said, the communication has to be there.
Scary indeed.
And my husband's right. You know, he came to me to hopefully maybe one day be able to earn a little bit of extra money, which I don't pay any bills doing this, but you know, maybe one day it might happen. Never say never. So Dax, I thank you for this song. I think this is a super important message. And I think that men need to, I think the stigma needs to be removed that men can't cry. Men go through trauma just like women do, but they're told to not talk about it. So
she's a real one.
Song, I think, is going to really be like a proverbial weight off of your shoulders, I think, for men to be able to come and say, yes, I have these thoughts, or I have these worries, or whatever the case may be. So great job, Dax. I appreciate you so much. And maybe the next reaction video my husband and I will just do together. But this was an interesting way for me to see my husband's video for the first time. So thank you everybody for joining me today. And as I always say, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect to watch the whole video. It just happened. Sometimes things just happen. I highly respect her perspective, because she has taken the perspective of I don't want to say this and have it come off a certain way, misogynistic or anything, but there's no other way to say it. Sometimes you just gotta say it. She knows her role, and she knows her role as the woman, the wife, the mother of their children. She knows her role, and she clearly does it well. She doesn't work. Her role is not to work. Her role is to be the mother at home, take care of the kids, and take care of her husband. And in return, of her taking care of her kids and taking care of her husband is not a financial thing. Taking care of her husband is taking care of his what? His mental health. That is her role. And you can tell from him and from her, she does her role well. Like I said, that 1-bedroom trailer park with plywood floors. I don't know if y'all know what one of those look like. I don't know if you ever been inside of one of those plywood floors. It wasn't very comfortable, but they got through it. And you don't get through it on your own. It takes two people. It takes two people being strong. And more than anything, it takes two people together. Peace.